Hey guys, so I kind of have a list of what I did yesterday because there was so much that I did that I didn't want to lose track and look like I couldn't remember what I did yesterday, but I remember everything. It just that there was just so much that happened that I had an amazing day. Yesterday it was just unexpected, and this is why backpacking is so much fun, and I'm able to meet people and explore on my own and not have to worry about what everyone else wants to do. And a lot of times people say when you're backpacking with somebody else, you don't really meet other people because you have that person with you the entire time to talk to you. So this is what I did yesterday. I woke up around 8 o'clock. I took a shower, had some breakfast at the hostel. It was small little pancakes, but it was something to eat. And then I decided to get my stuff ready, get my heavy backpack on, and just get ready to go. So I walked to Amsterdam Station. I walked to the train station info desk for help just in case because I printed my ticket out, but it was cut off a little at the bottom, and the lady was telling me to reprint it, and I tried 5 times, and she really wouldn't help me. She just told me, so I said, I don't understand, for the 5th time. So when finally she just told me that it was fine, that mostly everything was printed out, and it should not be an issue. So I walked down to the train station. I waited. The idea was to go from Amsterdam to Antwerpen, and then get a train from Antwerpen to Bruges. So I waited for the train. It finally came. It was nice. People were kind of far back in the line at the first few entrances of the train. So I decided to go to the very top, and I realized it was first class, so I went back more, kind of where the second class kind of starts. But I think I was still in first class. And there's a lady by herself, and she was taking photos, but I walked past her, sat down. I wrote my journal for a little bit. It was about an hour train ride, I think, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, because I was tired. I kind of fell asleep a little bit. There was a few stops in between, but I was exhausted, so I passed out on and off here and there for about maybe half an hour. Wrote my journal, and then we had about a half hour layover in Antwerpen area, or Leiden, I'm not sure where, but then we finally got to Antwerpen, and the ticket guy told me to go to platform 6. So I got off the train, and I saw the lady by herself again, and she was taking photos, or I didn't bump into her, but I said something about how beautiful Antwerpen was. And she was telling me she had to go to platform 6 as well, and I said, where are you going? She said, to Brugge, and I didn't know that meant Bruges until I realized afterwards. And I told her I was doing the same thing too. And it was crazy because we were going in the same spot. So we talked, and we got on the train together, and we talked the whole way there. Her name is Yolanda. She was from Holland. She has 2 kids. She's a writer. She was going to Oostende to help some lady write a book who's in business. She's a writer as well. Yolanda is, and she was helping some people, a woman, write a book also. Put my nails down a lot. Kind of bad about that, but old habits die hard, I guess. So then we talked the entire way there. It was so cool, and it was just non-stop talking, and she asked about Trump or something like that, and I said I have no idea. I'm not into politics. And I asked her why the Europeans were so upset with him, but I realized that he's against foreigners. So then she said, her kids are super nice, and she's going to be gone for 5 days, and that there was a ruler in the Netherlands that they're trying to get rid of that they don't like, that's running for president, or the kingdom, or something like that. And then we had a long train ride, about 2 hours there after the second one. And then almost at the very end, we stopped somewhere, and 4 people came on the train, sat across from us, and there was a guy, a woman, and another woman, and a little girl. And they heard me talking in American, and the guy helped the lady say the word turtles, because she's talking about turtles after she went scuba diving. And then he asked where I was from, and I said Boston, but people don't know where Boston is really. Rhode Island is, so I say Boston instead. And we got to talking, and so it was a girl named Megan, and it was her brother Chris and her sister-in-law Heaven, and Heaven and Chris's daughter Rebecca. She's 7. She's fluent in French, which is crazy, because what they said was when they're in, well, so Chris is working in Belgium right now for a Department of Defense, and Megan's visiting for a week because she's from North Carolina and she hasn't seen her family and her brother in 3 years. They're 6 siblings total, which is crazy. Megan's the only girl, second oldest, only girl, and so she had a week off and she was visiting. And the reason why Rebecca could speak full French is because they were sending her to school here in Belgium and they speak French, and she said she said that she didn't understand the teacher, and that there were kids in the playground that didn't understand her because she was speaking English the entire time, so she had to learn French. And it's just crazy how kids pick it up. So she can speak fluent in French, she can read better in French than she can read in English. And they're going back to America next year, but they have to keep her at a French school because they want her to keep it, and it's very expensive, but it's going to be worth it. So we just talked about that. Well, we didn't talk about that. We just talked, actually, I'm sorry, I'm going out of line here, but so we didn't talk about that stuff. I just talked to them about basic stuff, but the reason how I knew that information, so after it was time to get to Bruges, I had to say goodbye to Yolanda because, well, she was done, but they mentioned that they were about to get something to eat at a burger bar, and I was really hungry, so I said out loud, "That sounds really good. I can't wait to eat either." When I got off this train, and the girl Megan, she said, "Come eat with us," and I said, "I'm not sure I want to interrupt your time with your family," but she said, "No, come eat with us." So I did that, and I followed them around. I got lost for a little bit, and I was talking to a little girl and to Megan about how I'm backpacking, and I'm here for 28 days, and that I love it because I can meet people. And we went to a place called Ellis Burger. It's a gourmet burger place, and Rebecca ordered in complete French, which is kind of cool. We played tic-tac-toe together, and she kind of cheated. She would do the X, and I put the O down, and she would do an X, and she would say, "Go here, I'm not going to go there," and if I did go there, where she told me to, she would purposely win. And Mom said that she's a cheater, and I said, "Hey, we get along very well." And then we played some hangman, and I got a classic burger with the orange juice because I'm feeling a little sick. And then we just learned that's how I learned about her going to French school, and how I learned about him being in work. And we did a selfie together, and but Chris couldn't because of his job. And then they paid for my bill. Megan took care of my check, and I said I didn't want that. I wasn't there for that reason. I was there to meet people instead. But she did take care of my bill, and that was super nice, and I'm forever grateful. Thank you so much. It's just the hospitality of backpacking alone. You just meet people. And we walked, and we took a right, and there was the Belfry Tower. It was beautiful. And then that was to our right, and then you have the market. It was gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And we took a few photos, and I didn't want to interrupt or intrude on their time, so I said, "Hey, thank you so much for everything. I don't want to take up your more time of being together, and it's getting kind of late, so I'm gonna find my hostel, and thank you so much." I gave them all a goodbye hug, and Megan and I are now friends on Facebook, and I'm now in a girl travel site, a group on Facebook, and it was just awesome. They just took care of my lunch, and it's just, people are so hospitable. So then I went to my hostel. I threw down my stuff. I'm on the second floor, but third floor to me. Well, second floor, I guess you could say. No, third floor, because there are 2 stair flights. Beautiful room. I met a girl named Sarah. She was from Denver. She decided to come here for 5 days without her husband. She flew into Paris, and she found this hostel, but she didn't realize that it would cost €100 just for her train and stuff. So I'm about to head downstairs in about 2 minutes. It's time to meet Katie, but I'm going to get back to what happened after I left my hostel. Yeah, just crazy. Like, after I left the hostel, I has something to tell you, so I'll add more to that. So I will talk to you soon. I'll update you on what happened. Okay, bye.